sort of won, but then they emptied out. Beat them yesterday, lost today. I don't know. I'm moving the puck very well. I usually
championship game, Lakers versus Coast to Coast Hockey. Coast to Coast has players from all over the place, based out of Texas. See how the Lakers match up with them. Hendricks will take the draw for the Lakers. Playing it in net today. Lakers down another skater, so just 12s. 8 forwards, 4 defensemen. Poke that into the Lakers zone. Across hard off the boards. Peterson with it. Peterson can't clear. Bounces off a stick and out of play. Headhunting to the coach. 14:48 face-off just outside the Lakers zone. Hendricks will take the draw. Puck tied up. White plays it along the boards. White up ice. He'll carry it in. Back behind the net. Shot. Goalie makes a save. Puck loose out in front. Goalie covers up. Coast to coast makes changes. Lakers stay the same. Puck along the boards. Coast to coast sends it up. Lakers get it back. White has it on his stick. Now down low. Puck goes behind the net. Felder tries to play it. Coast to coast picks it up in the corner. Flipped ahead out to center ice. Coast to coast got out in front of everybody. And that'll be icing. Lakers lucked out. They had 2 players behind the defense. Back in to take the draw. Puck into the corner. Coast to coast with it. Back up the boards. Peterson holds. He's ridden into the boards. Beck has it. Gets him taken away. Battle for it. Coast to coast gets it out to center ice. They're going to send it deep. That should be icing as well. 13:59 remaining. Face-off back in the coast-to-coast zone. Up top, Lakers send it deep. Right out in front. Lakers not able to cash in on the rebound. Coast-to-coast up ice with it. Played across. He walks in. He's going to get his stick lifted up. Can't get his shot off. Out in front. Lakers take it away. Battle for it right next to the net. Holmes with it now. Holmes sends it ahead. Lakers throw it up to center ice. Coast to coast. Will send it in. Carries it in. Gets taken off his stick. Reddick with it. Played ahead. Holmes has it at the blue line, can't get it out. Coast to coast has it back. Pass up front, broken up by the Lakers. Up top, coast to coast takes a shot that's weak and wide. Holmes tied up, played ahead to Anderson. Shot goes wide of the net, just out of Blonningham's reach. Lakers play it ahead, coast to coast, can't hold. Coast to coast will carry it right back in. Lakers throw it back along the blue line and get it out of the zone. Coast to coast turns it right back up. He'll carry it in, knocked off his stick. Holmes with it. Holmes splits the defense, sends the puck deep. Battle for it along the boards. Hauschauer pins it along the boards. Anderson helping. Up high, Anderson got dumped on the ice. Up top, Peterson. His shot goes in, deflects wide of the net. Goalie's able to grab it. 12-12 remaining in the first. Shower on the draw. Lakers knock it away. Shower. Two guys on and gets the puck up top to Dorn. Dorn takes a shot. Goalie directs it into the corner. Puck up the boards. Peterson backhands it back down low. Deflected high over Peterson's stick out to center ice. Dorn will pick it up. Dorn sends it back into the coast-to-coast zone. Dorn with it, tries to center it, now out in front. Goalie makes a save, it almost went in off him. Bounce off the goalie's pads. Peterson sends it across. Dorn with it, Dorn tries to play it ahead, can't get it out of the zone. Now it's sent up high, coast to coast sends it in. They have it along the boards. Picked up by White. He's up ice with it. Cuts across, knocked off his stick out to center ice. Back towards the Lakers zone, coast to coast, gets it back. Skates ahead, they'll carry it in. Picked up by Hendricks. Hendricks up ice. Gets ridden off the puck. Coast to coast takes it away. Plays it off the boards. Peterson can't control it. Coast to coast coming in. Holmes pokes it away. Coast to coast, get it back. Centering pass that deflects high off the stick, goes into the corner. Welch sends it ahead to Felder. Felder can't clear. Puck reset the blue line. Lakers push it ahead. Coast to coast, offsides. 10:45 remaining in the first. Hendricks will take the draw. Puck goes wide. Rennick able to get the puck out of the slot. Puck down in the corner. Hendricks with it. Hendricks plays ahead to Felder. Felder goes across, comes to Rennick. Rennick plays it ahead. Rennick will carry it in. Felder gets to Rennick. Rennick's shot, goalie with the save. Felder up top to Holmes. Holmes is going to send that in. That's deflected out front. Coast to coast will send it out to the neutral zone. Holmes with it. Holmes up to Felder. Felder plays it off the boards. Sends it ahead into the zone. Reverse hits the coast-to-coast player. Welch breaks it up. Puck wide to the Lakers bench. Holmes with it. Holmes stops. It's ridden into the boards. Coast-to-coast has it out at center ice. Now back in their zone. Flipped ahead into the zone. They're going to come in 2-on-2. Broken up by Peterson. Welch with it. Welch gets tripped. Lakers are going to go on the power play. White carrying it in. Blade penalty. White, his shot is blocked. Puck's loose out in front. Anderson tries to take a shot. We're going to whistle stoppage of play. 9:34 remaining in the first. Lakers on the power play. 2 for tripping. I'm not sure why the goalie's in the box. Coast to Coast has a goalie in the box, so I'm not sure exactly what the call is here. Shot was high off the glass. Played ahead. Puck down low. Dorn holds the blue line, sends it deep. Pass on front, shot. Goalie somehow got across and made the save. Nice save by the goalie. Keep it up, Blue! Up top, Peterson walks in. Peterson's shot, goalie makes the save. Coast to coast up the boards. Dorn can't hold it. There's no icing here. Coast to Coast is going to get there first. White ridden off the puck. Coast to Coast has it. Back up the boards. Played ahead. Dorn with it. Ahead to Jansky. Jansky sends it deep. In the corner. Beck tries to pin it. Pass on front's just wide at Jansky as he's cutting in. Lakers can't hold the zone. Puck back to Welch. Welch over to Peterson. Peterson up to Anderson, and Anderson gets run over. Coast to Coast has it. 34 seconds left on the power play. Played ahead. Carries it in. Shot that brings off the crossbar. Puck into the Coast to Coast zone. Hauschauer has it. Can't get anything on this shot. Taken away by Hauschauer. Over to Welch. Welch has it in the corner. He sends it down low. Coast to Coast to pick it up. 4 seconds left on the power play. Coast to Coast gets their player back. Taken off his stick. Lakers send it deep. Puck rings up the boards. Rennick pushes the puck down low. Coast to Coast with it. Hauschauer providing pressure. Rung up the boards. Coast to Coast pass across. Welch can't get there. Coast to Coast comes in. Shot goes just wide. Wanting out a piece of puck out in front. Two Lakers collide. Hauschauer with it. Hauschauer along the boards. He avoids the hit. Throws it into the corner. Puck back up the boards. Holmes sends it out in front. That's knocked away. Coast to Coast plays the puck. White able to hold it along the blue line. He avoids the hit. Puck goes down into the corner. Puck back up the boards to Hendricks. Hendricks has it down low. Centering pass broken up. Hendricks gets it back. Hendricks out in front, broken up. Puck comes towards the blue line. Holmes pushes it ahead. White shot, that's blocked, goes down low. Hendricks with it again. Hendricks ridden into the boards. Puck up in the air. Coast to Coast with it. Played across off the boards. Skated in. Dorn takes an angle. Lakers hold it in the corner. Dorn gets it to Felder. Felder to Hendricks. Hendricks taken off his feet. Pass near side along the boards. White intercepts it. White smartly kept it out of the zone, so the Lakers were not offsides. Knocked off his stick by Felder. Felder ridden off the puck. White pokes it away. Coast to Coast gets it back. Intercepted by Dorn. Dorn will send it deep. Lakers clear. Goalie throws it down low. Coast to Coast, skated out. Gets past Beck. Jansky stands him up. Beck. Hands on the clear. He's able to get his stick back on. He gets it to Dorn. Dorn throws it out to center ice. Coast to Coast has it. Puck down low. Coast to Coast plays it ahead. Jansky knocks it away. Peterson has it. Peterson sends out to blue line. Coast to Coast holds it. Lonnie gets his glove on it. Puck goes into the corner. Coast to Coast looking to get a little physical here. Lakers can't clear. They send it up towards the blue line, but not out. Fans on the shot attempt. That comes out in front. Gets directed into the corner. Shot, side of the net. Beck tries to play it ahead. Centering pass out towards the slot. Deflects off a skate. Shot comes in, blocking with a save. Coast to Coast sends it deep. Right out in front. Towards the slot. Jansky gets a stick on it. Lakers break it up, get it out of the zone. Up ice. No icing. Waved off. Lakers get a change. Coast to Coast picks it up. Coast to Coast. Pass it up. Hauschauer held it. Hauschauer in the corner. Avoids the contact. Gets up top to Holmes. Holmes over to Welch. Welch takes a shot directed out in front. Puck's loose out in front. That's got to be a penalty, and it's going to be. Let's see if the net's off. See if they call a penalty. Kid did not play the puck at all. They're not going to call a penalty on. They're just going to say the net was off. He just turned and threw his shoulder right into him. .359 remaining in the first. Hauschauer will take the draw. Puck is in the circle. Coast to coast has it, passed across. They're going to come up ice with it. White ties them up. Coast to coast plays it ahead. They get it back. Welch knocks the puck away. Holmes in the corner. Holmes sends it back up the boards, tries to get it for White. Coast to coast is there to play it. Throws it down low. Holmes and Hauschauer battling for it. Holmes has it. Can't control it. White picks it up. White will get it out. Knocked off his stick, stays with it, and then kicked back out to center ice. Coast to coast gets behind the defense. Wanting and pushes the puck ahead. Instead of pushing it wide, he pushed it back up the middle. Coast to coast gets it. The shot comes in, gets deflected, goes into the corner. Played ahead, White not able to clear. He's pressuring. Coast to coast will send it down low. Welch tries to tie him up. Puck loose behind the net. Welch with it. Welch sends it up ice. That will be icing. Hendricks will take the draw. 2:46 remaining in the first. Coast to coast shot off the draw. Blonding with the save. Felder has it. Felder goes across. Coast to coast is there to play it. Hendricks pressuring. Played ahead up to the neutral zone. Dorn sends it deep. Lakers clear. Coast to coast will pick it up. Back up the boards. Hendricks gets there first. He'll play it down the corner. More like a slew foot than a check, but they aren't going to call it. Felder with it. Up top to Dorn. Dorn sends it in. Goalie deflects that into the corner. Peterson sends it back down low. Felder, shot. Goalie makes save. Puck's loose out front. Still loose. Hendricks with it. Two guys on him. Out of his reach. And coast to coast is going to skate it up. Peterson and Dorn getting back. Peterson takes it away. Peterson up the boards to Felder. Felder gets past one. Has the puck. He'll send it deep. Goalie deflects it. That actually was on net. Goalie with it. Leaves it in the corner. Beck and Felder. Puck out to the neutral zone. White has it. White over to Holmes. Holmes turns it back up ice. Carries it into the zone. Passed across to Beck. Just out of Beck's reach. White tries to throw it down low. Beck at it again. Now coast to coast. Sends it back to the boards. Beck knocks it away. Coast to coast up top. Jansky leaves it for Holmes. Holmes sends it down low. Jansky battle for it in the corner. Avoids the ref. Beck has it. He's ridden into the boards. Coast to coast will skate it up. 1 minute remaining in the first. Pass across. Into the zone. Coast to coast centers. Pass out front. Beck got a stick on it. White lays out. Knocks the puck away. Holmes across to White. White and Jansky up ice. Across to Jansky. Just out of his reach. Jansky sends it down low. White will pick it up in the corner. Jansky gets it back. He gets driven into the boards. Eventually, you got to call a penalty. Those supposed to be playing hockey right now. They're just being goons. Some of the hits they're putting on. Their elbows to the head constantly. Hauschauer with it. Jackson will carry it in. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Centering pass out to Anderson, just out of his reach. Holmes tries to get towards the slot. Holmes sends it in. His shot is blocked. Shot knocked away. After one, we are tied at 1. Refs need to watch the players. Hands are coming up into heads. Hushar will take the draw. See how much physicality the officials let go. Coast to coast sends it up ice. Puck down low. Holmes gets there first. Coast to coast will take it away and lay Holmes out. Hushar lays the coast to coast player out. Passed across to Rennick. Rennick will send it deep. Coast to coast down low. Drops it back. They're going to look up ice. Carries it in. Steps past the defense. Lakers take it away, but the puck's loose out right in the slot. Lakers come away with it. Rennick pass across to Hushar, but it's out of his reach. Hushar gets it back, drops it back. Lakers send it up ice, coast to coast in their zone. Played ahead. Coast to coast will skate in. He's going to try to cut towards the middle. Broken up. Rennick will get it. Passes ahead to Felder. Felder's behind the defense. Felder skates in. Felder's shot. Goalie with the glove save. It's one of those you want to see in the blocker side. .13:56 remaining in the first, or the second. Hendricks on the draw. He ties up the draw. Coast to coast sends it up ice, past everybody. Icing. .13:48 remaining in the second. Puck goes down low, coast to coast with it. Throws it far side in the corner. White gets there first. Gets pushed down from behind. Coast to coast up ice. Passed across. He gets through the defense. He's going to come in. He's going to shoot. Blondigan got a piece of it. Coast to coast will get it back. It's dumped by the Lakers. Hendricks goes for the hit. Taken away. Hendricks has it. Sends it up ice. We're going to get a whistle here. Send them both. See if he takes just Hendricks or takes them both. Looks like he's taking them both. Gonna get them both 2 for cross-checking. .13:19 remaining in the second. Back on the draw. Lakers come away with it. Off the glass, up and out in the neutral zone, off the coast-to-coast stick. So that will not be icing if even it gets there. Coast to coast goes into the corner. Felder pressuring. Puck up the boards. Coast to coast. Pass it ahead. Tries to spring him. Dorn gets back. Shot. Blonigan makes the save. Coast to coast has it. Coast to coast gets it back along the boards. Down low. Carries it behind the net. Played along the boards. Coast to coast has it again. He walks in. He's going to get a look. He's going to shoot. That goes up and over the net. Back down low. Nice hit by White. Lakers with another nice hit. Lakers starting to dish it back out. Peterson has it. Head to Felder. Felder skates it up. Goes across to White. White carries it in. White's going to come in. Shot. Hits post. Had the goalie beat and caught post. Felder not able to pick it up. Poked off the stick. Coast to coast gets it back. White takes it away. White sends it deep. He'll get off for a change. Coast to coast up ice. Welch with it. Welch sends it back up ice right to Rennick. Rennick chips it ahead into the zone. Back up and out. Played across. Can't control it. Now he carries it in. Holmes cuts him off. Holmes with the puck along the boards. He gets run into the ref. Shot saved by Blonigan up the boards. Welch down low. He avoids the hit. Back up the boards to Rennick. Rennick will play it ahead. Cross to Hauschauer. Hauschauer gets tripped, no call. Lakers carry in. Shot blocked. Back behind the net. So the penalty to both players is expired, meaning a stoppage of play for them to come out of the box. Holmes has his pocket picked. Hauschauer plays it ahead, but coast to coast intercepts it, walks towards the slot. Lakers break it up. Holmes with it. Back up the boards. Holmes plays it ahead. Coast to coast just looking for hits. They're not looking for the puck half the time. Lakers get it out to the neutral zone. Holmes and Jansky up ice. Jansky off for a change. Holmes carries it in. Holmes ridden into the corner. Head first into the boards. No call. That's up ice. Should be icing. .26 remaining in the second. Face off in the coast-to-coast zone. Hendricks out of the box, he'll take the draw. Hendricks in the corner, throws it back to the boards, but coast-to-coast intercepts it. Peterson, it's a one-on-one coming up ice. White getting back to help. Peterson pokes it off his stick. Coast to coast gets it back. White will pick it up. He'll carry it out of the zone. Drops it back to Hendricks. Hendricks tried to go to White. White was not able to corral it. That will be icing. Great defense by Peterson getting back on that. Hendricks will take the draw. Puck loose in the slot. Lakers get it. Tries to throw it off the boards, but goes right to a coast-to-coast player. He'll pick it up. Sends it down low. Deflected by the Lakers into the corner. Anderson with it. Drops it back, but the coast-to-coast is there. Wraps up the boards. Dorn ties him up. Puck back up top. Coast-to-coast with it. His shot broken up. Up to White. White's got one to beat. White comes in. White gets tripped. That's got to be a penalty shot. Let's see what they call. Blonigan racing to the bench. They touch up. That's got to be a penalty shot. Let's see what they call it. Penalty shot. Penalty shot. White's going to get a penalty shot. He was clear of the defense and he got taken down. So White on a penalty shot. 9:32 remaining in the second. Coast-to-coast coach questioning it. White had open ice, and he got pulled down. That is classic penalty shot. He was clear of everybody. Coach is still arguing it. Refs typically will not change the call. So White in on a penalty shot. Slowly. Shot goal! White lulled him to sleep. Lakers lead 1-0.
Go, boys.
Back on the draw. Coast to coast carries it ahead. Lakers need to keep the foot on the gas. Coast to coast behind the net. Tries to wrap it around, broken up. Jansky gets ridden off the puck. We're going to get a whistle here. Slash on Welch, I believe. So now Lakers on the penalty kill. 9:18 remaining in the second.
Shorty.
Puck down low, Holmes with it. Back along the boards, coast to coast, shot, Blonigan got a piece of it, but coast to coast had a player off the back door, and we are tied. .9:11 remaining in the second, tied at 1. Hendricks on the draw. Peterson back on the ice. Or Peterson. Welch was on the in the box. Lakers try to keep him wide. Pass out in front, behind the defense. Played ahead by Felder. Hendricks not able to pull the puck away. Great whistle, offsides. .852 remaining. Puck goes into the zone. Coast to coast with it. Played up. Dorn able to get it back with the center ice, but coast to coast there to play it. Carries it in, sends it deep. Coast to coast gets their first shot. I'm not sure how that got in. .835 remaining. Coast to coast takes the lead.
Let's go, White! Yeah!
Hendricks on the draw. Puck comes to Felder. Felder plays it ahead. He'll carry it in. Felder down low. Gets it over to Hendricks. Hendricks towards the slot. Shot wide. Hendricks has it. Drops it back to Peterson. Shot out front. Puck's loose. Rebound comes wide. Dorn will send it in the corner. Knocked Knocked away by the Lakers. Coast to coast gets it back up to center ice. Peterson got a stick on it. Coast to coast is skated in. Gets through the defense, shot, goal. .54 remaining. Got a coast-to-coast player lining up well off sides, but no whistle. White will carry it in. Knocked off his stick. Coast-to-coast clears out to Peterson, or Welch. Welch fans on it. Coast-to-coast is going to come in. Pass across, just out of his reach. Lakers carried out. White has it, plays it ahead. White gets past one. He's going to skate in. White shot up over the net, gets it back. Sends it down low. That's a slew foot. You got to call that. Shower to Holmes. Holmes being hooked. Now they're going to finally call something out in front. Rebound out in front. Coast to coast touches. Lakers back on the power play. Along the boards, Jansky can't play it, gets it back. Back down to Beck, to Jansky. Beck being pressured in the corner. Pushed up the boards to Welch. Welch ridden off the puck. Holmes has it. Holmes up ice. Into the zone, Holmes with it, cuts through the defense. Holmes shot, goalie slides across, makes the save. 6:34 remaining in the second. Lakers trailing 3-1. Beck takes the draw. Whistle. Chases the White coast-to-coast player out. Rennick over to Holmes. Holmes sends it in. Gets blocked. Up and out of play. Back on the draw again. Tied up. Coast to coast sends it up ice. Holmes with it. Behind the net. Up ice to Jansky. Jansky can't play it. Back across to Holmes. Holmes in. Shot that's up over the net. It's going to go up ice. Welch back to play it. Welch behind the net. He'll look ahead. Gets to Holmes. Holmes leaves to Jansky. Jansky sends it across, deflects off a skate out to the neutral zone. Lakers push it ahead, but coast to coast there to play it. Coast to coast sends it back down low again. Welch will pick it up. 35 seconds left on the power play. Up the boards to Holmes. Passed ahead, but deflects off a stick. Coast to coast going to pick it up along the boards. Sends it back down low. Holmes with it. Ridden into the boards. Coast to coast will pick it up. Knocked away. Lakers get it up towards the blue line, but not out. Coast to coast will send it deep. Centered pass, shot, blocking and save. Felder carries it up. Coast to coast full strength. Hendricks in the corner. Avoids the hit. Pins the puck. Coast to Coast will come away with it. Up ice. Knocked away by Dorn. White pushed it back. Coast to Coast right there to pick it up. Knocked off his stick by Felder. Shot out front wide. Coast to Coast has it again. Pass out in front. Blottingham makes the save. Felder with it. Gives it to White. White cuts across the middle. Cuts through the defense. White comes in. Shot. Goal! White cuts it in half. 3-2. Coast to Coast gets it off the draw. He's going to play it ahead. He's going to carry it in. Kicked away by Dorn. Coast to Coast gets it back. Dorn knocks it away. Coast to Coast had it, fanned on it. Lakers push it ahead. Passed up ice. Coast to Coast sends it deep. Peterson up the boards, but not out. Coast to Coast has it. He sends it in. Blottingham makes the save. Puck goes down low. Puck out in front. Blottingham got a stick on it as it came across. Blottingham falls on the puck. .352 remaining in the second. Holmes with it. Played ahead, up the boards to Rennick. Rennick tries to go across. Jackson Hochschauer with it. Leaves it for Holmes. Holmes shot, that goes up over the goalie. Welch sends it back down the boards. Hochschauer in the corner, back behind the net. Takes the hit, pushes the puck up the boards. Anderson pushes the puck back up the boards. Rennick knocks it away. Anderson has it taken away. Puck near side in the corner. Holmes sends it deep. Holmes has it behind the net. He tries to wrap her up. Puck's loose up front. Anderson shot. Goalie's there to make the save. Hochschauer takes the drop. Shot off the goggles just wide. Welch avoids the hit. Hochschauer has the puck. Puts the puck right out in front. Welch shot blocked. Puck's loose. Coast to Coast comes away with it. Played ahead. Gonna cut through the middle. He's gonna take a shot. Rings off the post. Coast to Coast gets it back. Blottingham reaches out. Tries to cover it. Can't. Lakers come away with it. Jansky just out of his reach. That'll be icing. Holmes has it. He gets tied up, pushed the puck right out in front. Blottingham's just going to cover that. Deflected off the boards, came right out into the crease. Coast to Coast shot blocked by Jansky. Beck tries to push it across, goes right towards the slot. Coast to Coast gets it back. Poked away by Jansky. Jansky kicks it ahead to Holmes. Holmes to get it out. Holmes and White up ice. Holmes ridden into the boards. tries to stay with it. Puck loose on front. White has it, taken away, knocked away. Jansky with it. Jansky sends it deep into the corner. White with it, up top to Holmes. Has it knocked off his stick. White will pick it up. Over to Welch. Welch sends it up ice. Welch pushes the puck away. Welch takes it off his stick. Jansky and Beck. White shot goes wide. Holmes with it. Holmes sends it down low. Lakers try to break it up. Coast to Coast gets it. Played across. Coast to Coast will flip it ahead. Dorn on the puck. Sends it up to the neutral zone. Coast to Coast gets it back. Plays it back. Now towards the Lakers zone. Plays it ahead. Peterson with it. Ahead to Felder. Felder gets it to Hendricks. Hendricks will skate it in. White out for a change. Hendricks was looking for him. Puck to the blue line. Lakers hold. Now it comes out. Hendricks passes it across. Lakers carry in. Shot. It was just wide. Coast to Coast. Up with it. 2-on-2 coming in. That is way offsides. .26 seconds left in the second. Lakers play it towards the blue line. They get it to the blue line, but not out. Now the Coast to Coast carries it out. Gets it in the zone. Gets past Dorn. Towards the top of the circle. Coast to Coast gets it back. Walks into the slot. That shot's going to stay high above the net. Out in front. Blondigan makes the initial save. Puck behind. They're going to try to wrap around. No goal. That is an at the buzzer. You can't count that. Ref's going to say goal. Buzzer sounded.
Why is the clock going?
Because it's the end of the period.
They counted it. Why was it on the other side?
Haushower on the draw. Lakers send it up ice. Coast to Coast with it. Lakers get it back. Across to Holmes. Holmes sends it deep. Bounces off the boards. Holmes sends that in. Goalie gets a stick on it, goes wide. Played ahead out to the neutral zone. Holmes with it again. Played ahead. Rennick sends it deep. Up ice. Coast to coast with it. Avoids the hit. Gets it back. They're going to come in with speed. Hushauer knocks the puck away. That is not a penalty. There was no hook there. He hit him with his hip. Wow, they're going to call him for hooking. So Hushauer, who hits him with his hip, gets called for a hook. Lakers on the penalty kill. Back takes the draw. Coast to coast up top. Sends it down in the corner, back behind the net. Doran tries to pin the puck. Coast to coast comes away with it. Shot, save, puck's loose out in front. Another goal.
Teaching a lesson or what?
Coast to coast sends it deep. Played ahead. White gives it to Beck. Puts it up ice. Taken away by Jansky. Jansky to the slot. White shot. Goalie makes the save. White gets it. Being held. Throws the puck down low. White throws it out in front. Goalie drags it into the corner. Jansky kicks it away. Battle for it along the boards. White with it. Gets it back to Doran. Doran shot. Rebound into the corner. Jansky to White. Over to Peterson. Peterson shot. Blocked. Coast to coast will send it up ice. Not going to be icing. It's going to stop right by the net. Doran turns it back up ice. Play back. Back to the neutral zone. Felder with it. Flipped ahead. Hendricks can't play it. Puck into the Lakers zone. The Lakers send it up ice. Felder. Ridden down. Coast to coast with it.
Body up!
Coast to coast with it. Sends it ahead. Hendricks ridden off the puck. Hendricks gets a stick on it, and then he takes another hit. Coast to coast with it. He's going to play it across. Welch with it. Welch sends it deep. Coast to coast gets it back. Sends it down low. Lakers, nobody went to go get the puck. Lakers send it up ice. Sent back in. Lakers intercept. Felder with it. Plays it across to Welch. Welch back to Felder. Felder out to the neutral zone. Off Rennick's stick into the coast-to-coast zone. Should be a trip, but they won't call it. Coast to coast carries up ice. Welch knocks away, but coast to coast picks it back up. Poked off his stick. Rennick with it. Rennick avoids the defense, has the puck still.
Get it out!
Can't control it. Coast to coast will take it away. Puck up top and out of the zone. Coast to coast. Looks up ice. Plays ahead. The Lakers zone. We're gonna whistle an offside. Coast to coast, will send it deep, wraps behind the net, into the corner. Welch gets there, he gets ridden down. Hauschauer with a good hit. Coast to coast gets the puck back towards the slot, poked away. Anderson with it. Anderson sends it ahead. White has it taken away. White gets it back. White will kick it into the zone. White carries it in. His shot is just wide of the net. White plays it along the boards. Can't control it. Coast to coast will take it away. Skates it in. Welch in the corner. Coast to coast back up top. Sends it back down low. Played across towards the slot. Jansky with it. Anderson, I'm sorry. Got a whistle here. Penalty on. A call on Welch, it looks like. Call it cross check. It's definitely lopsided officiating today. Lakers on the kill. Played ahead. Sent down low, coast to coast. Shot, Blonigan saves it. Up high. Back along the boards. Pass towards the slot. Goes deep into the corner. Coast to coast gets it back. Plays it along the board. Sends it down low. Dorn tries to tie him up. He's trying to Michigan. Got knocked away. Jansky pressuring. Towards the slot. Lakers get a piece of it. They'll send it up ice past everybody. Coast to coast gets it back. 1:14 left on the penalty. Coast to coast will skate up. Sent down low. Coast to coast with it. Dorn tries to knock the puck away, get the puck coming up high. Shot, bounces wide, goes into the boards. Coast to coast gets it back. Down into the corner. He's going to try to stuff it in from the side, blocked. Coast to coast has it again. He's going to try to stuff it again. Lakers break it up. Cuts into the slot. Shot, Blonigan will make the save. Tried shoving him into the net after the whistle. Puck up high, coast to coast with it. Weak side, shot, Blonigan to make the save. .8:35 remaining in the third, 23 seconds left on the power play. Coast to coast, winds up, shot, doesn't get there. They'll get it back, backhanded, blocked by the Lakers. Puck's still out there, goes wide of the net. Up high, coast to coast with it. Plays along the boards, now back up top. He's gonna walk in, weak side, walks in. Pass across, Lakers got a stick on it. Lakers full strength. White will play it up. Has Holmes with him, tries to split the defense. Shot up over the net. Felder with it. Up to Holmes. Holmes leaves it for Hauschauer. Comes to White. White plays along the boards. Shot goes wide. Rebound comes back to White, but he can't play it. Two guys on him. Coast to coast, up ice, off of Holmes' stick. Felder, last one back, carries behind the net. Cuts through the defense. Hendricks with it. Hendricks can't control it, gets it back, backhands it into the zone. Anderson sends it down low. Back up and out of the zone. Holmes with it. Lakers set it up ice, but not out. Shot. Blondigan makes the save. Rebound goes into the corner. Lakers can't clear. Another shot. Wide of the net. Holmes, ridden off the puck. Back down into the corner. Dorn throws it wide. Coast to coast with it. Coast to coast comes away with it. Lakers poke it away. Anderson sends it up, and that should have been out of the zone. They're going to say no. Blondigan with a blocker save. Rebound comes out. Lakers get up and out to the neutral zone. Anderson backhands it into the coast-to-coast zone. Coast-to-coast gets behind the defense. Shot sails up over the net, lands on the top of the net, and bounces down. Towards the slot, he gets the puck back. Shot, goal. Lakers are slow to react.
Let it go, Timmy, let it go. Get back in it, guy. Come on, get back in it. Let's go, boys. Let's go, man. 1 minute. Let's go.
6 minutes remaining. Played ahead. Coast to coast, they carried in, 2-on-1. Pass across, shot, Blondigan makes the save. Comes back to the Lakers. Played up the board, chipped up and out to the neutral zone. Coast to coast with it. They'll turn right back up ice. Carries it in. Towards the slot, Lakers break it up. Beck has it knocked off his stick. Coast to coast will hold. White will carry it up and out. Now it's a foot race. White comes in. Shot. Goal. That is the third one for White.
Let's go, Jack. Gotta shut it down, bud.
Beck will take the draw. Up ice. Played ahead to Jansky. Jansky goes across to Beck. Beck will skate it in. Beck's shot is blocked. Rebound comes back out to him, but coast to coast tries to clear the zone. Felder gets it there. That should have been a hand pass. No call. Lakers run into each other. Lakers play it ahead. They'll clear. Coast to coast with it. Up and out of the zone. Felder with it. Just past Rennick. Rennick's going to come in. That should have been a slash. Up the boards. Coast to coast. Carries it up. Sends it deep. Felder has it. Goes across. Hendricks tried to go across, but hits a skate. Now coast to coast comes right back in. Shot that sails over the net. Back up the boards to Holmes. Holmes can't control. Shot blocking, and they can save. Tied up with the dot. Lakers with it. Peterson skates it up, gets it out of the zone, pass across, comes right back to Peterson. Peterson sends it back into the coast-to-coast zone. 4 minutes remaining. Up the boards. Peterson with it. Plays it across to Dorn. Dorn leaves it for White. White will skate it in. White tied up, pass out in front. Holmes just couldn't get his stick on it. White leaves it for Peterson. Peterson fans on the shot attempt. Puck comes to the blue line. Peterson tries to play it ahead. White couldn't pick it up. Hendricks up ice. Holmes skates it in. Tries to cut through. Gets the puck knocked away. Coast to Coast will take it away. They're going to come up ice with it. Felder with it. Felder skates it up. Tried going through the defensive legs, lost the puck. Holmes battles for it. Tries to get run over. He runs the coast-to-coast player over. Hauschauer. Up top to Felder. Felder sends it in. That's blocked. Comes to Rennick. Rennick couldn't control it. Puck up ice. Felder gets taken down. Played ahead. Coast-to-coast intercepts it. Puck goes into the corner. Lakers can't clear. Puck down low, 2:23 remaining. Welch has it. Hauschauer gets it up ice. That's going to be icing. .2:11 remaining in the third. Lakers trailing 6-3. Hauschauer will take the drop. Coast centering pass, broken up. Lakers try to clear, can't, hits a skate. Coast to Coast gets it back. Pass up top. He's gonna walk in, he's gonna shoot. Blonningham grabs that out of the air. Peterson picks it up. Pass to head up and out of the zone. Coast to Coast with it. They're going to say icing. That shouldn't have been. Coast to Coast touched it. Puck right on front. Coast to Coast shot. Blonning with the save. Beck carries it up. Pass to head to White. White will try to skate it in. Has it knocked off his stick. Comes to Jansky. Jansky shot. Rebound comes out. White couldn't gather it. Peterson has it go under his stick. Now it's Dorn. Last one back. Shot off the back of the net. Lakers send it up ice, out to center ice, coast to coast in their zone. Beck picks it up along the board, sends it back down to Jansky. Take away by coast to coast, that's going to leave the zone. Welch plays it ahead. Felder carries it in, gets it to Jansky. Jansky walks in, knocked off his stick. Coast to coast will send it up ice. Icing. Coast to Coast behind the net. Played ahead. Welch not able to play it. Coast to coast. Tries to carry it out. Felder with a nice hit. Back to the neutral zone. Coast to coast, back up ice. White has it. Played across, coast to coast, walks in, shot blocked. Lakers send it up towards the board. And that's going to end the game. Coast to coast going to win this one. It from shot knocker shootout. Lakers finished second in the top bracket, record of 3-2. That's it from Brooklyn Park.